Hello, everyone. The first question I selected for parents who believe in faith healing was using the NASW approach, what personal conflicts might exist related to the scenario? The scenario was you are a child welfare worker responsible for a caseload of foster children. One of the children has been diagnosed with a fast progressive illness, which is often but not always fatal. You know the natural parents believe in faith healing and will not permit the medical treatment, which would provide the only hope, other than a long shot, that the illness will not be fatal. First, as a person, I might disagree with the natural parents to not allow medical treatment to the child due to any religious beliefs. Even if there is no guarantee the treatment will help, I could potentially be ineffective as a social worker if my biases are showing and do not show sensitivity to their religious foundation. I may have to do additional research on their religion to find a solution that they're happy with instead of jumping the gun and letting professional judgment take precedence. But I'll talk more about professional judgment shortly. The NASW Part 1.05, Section D states that the social worker should obtain education about and demonstrate understanding of the nature of social diversity and the oppression with respect to race, ethnicity, national origin, color, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, age, marital status, political belief, religion, immigration status, and mental or physical ability. In other words, I have to try my best to research alternative solutions on their behalf as a social worker even if I personally do not agree with their decision. Next, in my opinion, lies the biggest dilemma as a social worker is lack of treatment going to cause a serious, foreseeable, and imminent risk to the client, even if there is no guarantee of health betterment. As talked about on page 68 of Direct Social Practice, while self determination is the practical recognition of the client to have the right and need to have freedom in making their own choices and decisions, we must ask ourselves if by giving them the freedom to rely on faith healing, will that ultimately cause a child harm? We respect their right to self determination, but this is where we gently and strategically assist clients in their efforts to identify and clarify their goals. We know that the client will die without treatment, but are the parents fully aware of the consequences? And am I aware of the consequences as a social worker if I do not get this child treatment? The NASW Part 1.02 states that social workers respect and promote the right of clients to self determination and assist clients in their efforts to identify and clarify their goals. Social workers may limit clients' right to self determination when, in the social worker's professional judgment, as I mentioned earlier, clients' actions or potential actions pose a serious, foreseeable, and imminent risk to themselves or others. When do we make that professional judgment? Am I letting my personal biases prevent me from taking the time to find other solutions that the family and or client would be happy with? Again, have I done enough research and am I even fully aware of my own biases? In this scenario, it is tricky to know when to enforce professional judgment and not and improve medical treatment for the client. I would suggest to pursue the advice of a supervisor or vetted colleague who has experience in this scenario. See what they would do. Look for studies online of clients and social workers in similar situations and take the time to come up with impartial solutions that respects the clients and incorporates their beliefs along with medical treatment. My strategy for approaching the situation, which I just mentioned, is stated in the NASW Part 2.05, Section A, where it says social workers should seek the advice and counsel of colleagues whenever such consultation is in the best interest of clients. Which brings me to the next question. Using the ethical decision making model, which is the NASW in this scenario, how should the scenario be resolved? I found the following information on the NASW Massachusetts chapter website. Number one is determine the ethical issue. The parents refuse medical treatment for their child due to religious beliefs. That the child is in danger because of life illness is life threatening. And that the social worker must decide how to act in the child's best interest while respecting the parents' rights. Two, identify key values and principles. Child's right to life, which is the NASW 1.01, promoting the child's well being is a priority. Parental rights and self-determination 1.02, and which is self-determination in the NASW. Parents have the right to make decisions, but not if it harms the child. Duty to prevent harm, NASW 1.15, which talks about making reasonable efforts to continue services for illness. Social workers must intervene when necessary to protect vulnerable individuals. Cultural competence 1.05, where we must research and understand their culture, respecting and understanding religious beliefs while finding ethical solutions. Legal and ethical responsibility 1.01, again, well being, and 1.07, particularly Section E, where it involves informed consent, letting them know the limitations of clients' right to confidentiality. We have to follow laws about child neglect and mandated reporting. And then again, confidentiality 1.07 again, balance privacy with legal duty to act. So that was one, two, and now three. Rank the most relevant issues. First, the first priority is the child's life. If medical care can save the child, it must be pursued. The second priority is the parents' rights. Respect their beliefs, but they cannot refuse life-saving care. The third priority is cultural sensitivity. Handle the case without pushing the family away. Four is develop an action plan. Talk to the parents, explain the illness and how treatment can help the child. Offer faith-based compromises. Are there particular hospitals who are faith-based and can possibly void any reluctance the parents have? Can prayer be included alongside medical treatment? What other venues can we take where their faith and medical treatment are combined? Consult with medical and legal experts, determine options for intervention, seek a court order if necessary. If parents still refuse, legal action may be required. Engage religious leaders, maybe. They might influence the parents to reconsider their original stance. Prepare for emergency intervention. If the child's condition worsens, you have to act quickly. Number five, implement the plan. Communicate carefully, be respectful, clear, and professional. Document everything. Keep records of discussions, medical advice, and legal steps. Use negotiation skills. Convince the parents to reconsider without making them feel inferior or attacked. If persuasion fails, use all legal knowledge and agencies available to intervene. Six, reflect on the outcome. Best outcome, parents agree, child gets treated, and the family remains involved. Possible compromise, parents allow some treatment while continuing faith practices. Legal action outcome, agencies and or law enforcement get involved, families unhappy and uncooperative. Worst outcome, delays in treatment lead to worsening condition of child or death. By following these steps, the social worker protects the child, respects the parents, follows the NASW ethical standards, and makes the best possible decision in a difficult situation.